G'day Stampers. Sonia Bernard here with Linked by Ink, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today I am going to teach people how to use the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. So if you've been crafting for years, this is probably not a video you want to watch. You may just want to fast forward to the end and see the card in its finished, form when it's finished. So, but if you have never ever stamped before and you've never used a Stampin' Cut Emboss machine and you don't even know what a Stampin' Cut Emboss machine is, then this video is for you, okay? If you just want to follow along anyway, even if you know how to stamp, hi, thanks for joining, thanks for watching. So we're going to get started and we're going to make a little card, and I'm going to show you how to die cut and how to emboss, and how to die cut and emboss at the same time sometimes. Okay, here we go. Oh, I should probably get this on my video so I can see what I'm doing. That would help with our little 20-second delay happening. There I am. Okay, oh, volume. Oh, one day I'll remember to turn that off before we start. So, this, when it comes up, is our Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. And it is hefty, and unfortunately I can't go up any higher right now with my video. So let me just show you a side view. This is putting it on its side, and that's what it looks like. And it's quite hefty. I would say maybe 5 pounds. I don't know exactly how much it weighs, but the two sides fold open there. And we have a handle, and there is a little screw that comes in the handle with a cover. Just make sure that doesn't pop off, because mine actually did, so I need to get a new one. You can give customer service a call at Stampin' Up! And they may be able to help you. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to teach you is an embossing folder. Well, actually, the first thing I want to teach you is what are all these plates and how do we use them. So when you get your first set, you're going to have, this will be included, plate number 1, that'll come in there, and also I believe plate number 2, it's like a thin spacing plate, and this is plate number 4. We use this for embossing. And then you'll have your cutting plates. Now you can order extra cutting plates because they don't last forever. You have to order new ones. So when they come, they're all beautiful and clear, and look at that. They're wonderful, right? Now after you've been using them for some time, they look like this and this. And you can still use this. This is fine. As long as you're not getting any color onto your sheet, you can continue to use this. So I have been using this one as my bottom plate and this one as my top plate. And it's better to keep the bottom always the same at the bottom and the top always at the top. Okay? And then when this one just gets old, you throw that in the trash, and then I take my top plate, make that my bottom plate, and get a brand new one, and then make my sandwich with that. And then this will be the top for until this plate is no longer good. It stops them from warping and bending, in my opinion. And I'll teach you another trick too to stop anything from warping. So we're going to do embossing. So we're going to need plate number 1, and we're going to need plate number 4. That's that gray plate. And it tells you right on here what we're going to do. So we're using a 3D embossing folder. If you're using a standard embossing folder, then you want to use number 1 and 3. If I'm reading that upside down. And it tells you exactly how to do it right here. So the first thing we're going to do, this is our 3D embossing folder, timber, and it shows you right here, here's the timber. Here's the 3D right there, so you know whether it's a standard or whether it's a 3D. And this is the part if, what am I trying to say? Sometimes I start talking ahead of thinking. Okay. This is the part that will press down and give you the embossed look. If you put it, it doesn't really matter, because for this part, just ignore what I said. It doesn't matter. When it comes to this right here, you just want to make sure that your pattern is going the way that you want it to go. Okay, if I put the paper in the other way, then it's going to go straight up and down. I want it, this is our card orientation, so I want it that way. And then just line it up with this little line right there. Okay, put this in, folded end in, plate on, and turn. And it might, these actually glide through. It's when you're cutting, it gets a little harder. Use the handle, and you might do a pop noise. See, don't worry about that. That's normal. It's okay if it makes that pop sound. And there, you will see, this is what I was trying to say, is this is the side that was up embossed, and this back side, it'll be debossed, meaning it's pushing in. So embossed, it's pushing up, debossed, it's pushing down. Okay, that is what I was trying to explain before. So we've got that. We're going to be using that for our card, but we've also got some dies that we're going to need to use. So I thought I ran that through. Apparently not. Okay, never mind. Okay, so this is the Tree Rings embossing folder. Okay, and it's a hybrid embossing folder, so that's even different. Now you can use this, it's very thick like a 3D embossing folder, so you can use it as just a regular embossing folder, run that through, and then you'll get this pattern on your paper instead of this pattern. But because it has this special hybrid effect, we're going to open it where the Stampin' Up logo is, and then we're going to get these dies. These are the tree ring dies, and we've got this large piece right here. We will use these pieces in a minute, and we're going to place that in the groove so it lines up with the cutting side of this. This is a die. If you've never seen one, it's got a little edge. It can't cut you. Okay, it's safe, but it has a little edge right here. So flat side and cutting side. You want to put this cutting side up, and you just want to line it up around those tree rings. It'll kind of just fit into the little groove. And then you're going to get your paper and put your paper on top. Hopefully that's all stuck in there. Now we're not trying to get the whole thing, we just want one of these rings. So if you wanted the whole thing, make your paper a little bit bigger. Okay, I hope you guys can see this. I keep forgetting to check. Fold that over. Okay, and we're going to run it through like it's just a 3D embossing folder. So we're going to put our plate number 1, and then we're going to put our sandwich closed end going through, like pointing away from you. Number 4. You can see it right here if you forget the numbers on it. And we're just going to run that through. And this is where the magic, hopefully I didn't move it. Oh, if I did, we'll just get another piece and do it again. And there's going to be a big pop. Oh, liar out of me. Okay. Here, let's just move this big guy for a minute. Oh, get a workout. So here we go. We're going to open this up and take out the die cut. Now, if we just embossed, let me see if I can do this. If we had just embossed, it would kind of look like that, the one piece. But because this is a hybrid, it embosses and die cuts. That's just so cool. It saves you a step, so you don't have to cut out manually. It's just, and there you've got all your little pieces, And even if you've got a little edge like this, you could still put this on a card. Just put it up against an edge, right? So you can use what's left over to do another card. But today we need that big piece right there. How cool is that? I love it. I love it. I love it. So now that is not all our dies, just our hybrid ones. And it'll say in the catalog whether it's a hybrid or not, or if you look it online, it'll say whether it's a hybrid or not. And you can see it might put a little indentation. I don't know if you can see this. It'll put a little indentation into the plastic, but they've designed it that way. It's not going to cut through the plastic. And if it does, call Stampin' Up, because they have a great customer service, and I'm sure they can fix it for you. Okay, we are going to need another piece out of these tree ring dies. I'm going to use this largest piece here. Put this back. And we need, now when you've just got one little piece, right? You're like, well, I don't need that great big machine. Let's see if I've made this too wide. Let me trim this piece of paper down a little bit. So we're just needing a smaller piece. Let me just cut that down. And something that is new to, relatively new to the family is the mini Stampin' Cut Emboss. I love this thing. It is just the cutest. It is great if you just need a quick one die cut. It's small, it's lightweight, probably feels 2 to 3 pounds. I'm basing that on my new kitten, who's 2 pounds. So it feels about 2 to 3. Now it comes with its own little set of plates. Where did I put them? Oh, here we go. So it comes with a base plate number 1, a number 4, and it comes with brand new cutting plates. Do I have 2 here? Oh, I only have 1 in this. Oh. Wait a second, I need another plate. You need 2 of these. I've probably pulled 1 out previously. Be right back. Just gonna run over here. Oh, here it is. Oh, okay, so the tip I was going to teach you about the plates as well is when you put the plate, the bottom plate on here, your cutting plate, if it starts to, if you press on it and it pushes down, then flip it over. But if you press on it like this, like right here, there's no give, then you're good to go. Just keep using that same side until it kind of bubbles up a little bit. And then we can put on here. Now with this one, sometimes it's a little rough going through. So if that happens, stagger your plates so they're not all going in at the same time. And we'll just run this through. You might need, oh, that one went straight through. And you will need to put pressure down because it's so little and it's so light. It's so awesome. There is an amazing join special coming up. I'm going to talk about that at the end, and it involves this guy, and it's in a boho blue color. It's adorable. Mine is on order. As a demonstrator, we were able to place an early order. I cannot wait. It's going to be just so cute. When I do my classes, my in-person classes, I have all my customers die cut their own things. So more die cutting machines makes everything go faster. Okay, so we've got some of our pieces. My voice, I don't know what just happened to my voice. Pieces. And now we're going to put this together. Excuse me, I need coffee. Got to have coffee. So this is crumb cake, and it is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is our standard in America card base. If you're in Europe and I think Australia, they have a different size card base. different size envelopes, different, you know, I think it's got to do with the mail system, but I'm not real sure why it's different. And we have got a piece of Sahara sand. And you see, whenever you look at a picture, if you're trying to case a picture and you're like, well, I don't know how big it is. Well, standard card base American is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So if we take off 1/8 of an inch of 1/8 of an inch is 1/4 on both sides. So we now go 5 1/4 by 4. So instead of 5 1/2, we're down to 5 1/4, and then from 4 1/4, we're down to 4. Okay. So if you want 1/8 of an inch all around, take off 1/4 inch off one end and 1/4 inch off the side. And then we've gone down one more 1/8 of an inch. No, actually that's a lie. That's a 7/8, like a 16th. So you're taking off just 1/8 of an inch. Yes, fractions is the only thing I use since I've left school with math, and probably percentages. So you would, if we want to do a quick math here, we've got 4. Well, now we want to take off 2/8, no, 2/16. Oh, now I'm just confused. Let's just move on. I'll put the measurements in later. Okay. You know what? Where's my ruler or something? Here we go. Because now I want to know. Now, these are all, no, that won't tell me because it hasn't got 1/8 of an inch in there. Here we go. Oh, I want to be able to give you the measurements. I was just confusing myself even more. This ruler is great. Got it on Amazon, and it has the 1/8 of an inch in it. Yeah, okay, so we do take off 1/8. So that's 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay, so it did go down by just 1/8 to get that little edge. Math. Okay, now we're going to glue this on. And oh, apparently I'm doing the deboss side. That's okay. I like it either way. I put the glue on the emboss side. It'll still look cute. That's what's great, is it's like, okay, so now we have a deboss card instead of an emboss card. It'll look fine. And that glue lets you just move it around just a little bit. You might have to press it down because it is embossed. Let's let it sit for a second while we find our twine. Linen thread. So we got some linen thread now. And it just comes, I don't know why I have extra. It comes in a little spool. And we are going to wrap this around at about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch from the top. Right now we just wrap it around, doesn't matter where it is because you'll be able to slide it up there in a minute. Tie a little bow. Pull that. Oop, maybe pulled it too far. Okay, there we go. Use your ribbon cutting scissors. They will stay sharp. Paper will dull your blades. So make sure you have one pair that's just dedicated for ribbons. And then we are going to get my favorite, you guessed it, dimensionals. This is a lot of crafters just absolutely love dimensionals. And I actually popped those on there so it wouldn't move around. I did a couple of extra on this card. You don't have to, if you don't want to put this many on there, don't have to. Remember, you can use the edges. You don't want to throw that out. So, I just love them. I just love the way it adds that extra element to your card. It just makes it so much more interesting to the eye. And to the person who receives it. It gives a little bit of a wow factor, and they're super cheap. It's like $4 or something. Can you get a couple of, I think it's 300? I'll have to check. But value for money. It's definitely there. So we're going to line that up as best you can. Perfect. Now if you wanted to, you could cut a piece of basic white and put it on the inside, but you can write in here and still see it on these light colored. So I would not waste your cardstock, seriously. Then we had our little, this is the largest piece from the die cut. So we cut that one out, and then we're gonna line this up, goes that way, and we're gonna glue that down. You know how like you look inside a log and you see black? That's what this is. Okay. How cute. It's just a piece of wood and it's cute. Okay, so we are going to glue that down onto our card base, about in the middle, but a little to the right. How's that sound? I'm going to put that. I do like to use the liquid that we have because it just, I find it stays glued down longer, and you can move it a little bit. Okay, now if you've never used a punch before, remember this is a beginner class, so some people watching don't even know what this is. This is a punch, and a punch cuts out shapes of cardstock, and it's a lot quicker, honestly, than buying dies, but it's a lot heavier and takes up a lot more room too. So there's good and bad. So to open it, you turn it over and it'll just open up like this. Okay? And that's the part that you're going to punch down. Think of like a stapler. And then this is the part you're going to put your paper in. So you could slide it in blindly and go, well, I hope that works. Or you can do it this way. Put it in. So this way, like, you know, I'm going all the way in. Now you can slowly press down just a little so you're like pinching it, and then you don't have to press all the way. So when you've got it where you want it, then you just press. And you can press away from yourself as well. You can turn it over and press, it doesn't matter. And this is the bough punch that we're using, and this is old Olive Cardstock. So if you're recreating this card, that's what you're going to want to use. Or use something different. Use a Granny Apple Green. That'll look cute too. So we're going to take this, and now you can either use a glue dot, but I'm like, why? When I can just use a touch of glue on the stem here. Because I'm not laying it flat because I kind of want it to have a little bit of texture as well to the card, a little bit of 3D. And if you wanted, you could bend this paper too and make those leaves curl up a little bit. If you want to get fancy with it, you could even score it in the middle with a score tool. And then this is a Sale-A-Bration product, so it's not yet available, but January 5th, this is something you can get for free when you spend $50 or more. And it is called the Adorable Owls. And of course they are adorable. I do have another video out using those, so you can go look those up. Now, did I lose my adorable owl? So we want to get, let's go through the motions again, because you may be brand new and can't remember. Now, how did I stamp again? So we've already put all the sticky parts on the back of our stamp, right? We can see here. We're going to take our stamp out and put it onto the clear block. Now, I find sometimes it's easy to just grab the paper, to grab the ink and just have it this way, especially when using the black, and just tap, 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 tap. And you want to kind of do straight up and down. You don't want to do it at an angle because you don't want ink on all the other bits. And here's a white piece of paper. This is just basic white cardstock. And remember, just straight down and straight up. Boom. Done. Now, we do not have a die for this, so did have to fussy cut. Fussy cut is when you use your scissors and you cut all these. Oh, hey, Charla. Yes, love Stampin' Up. Oh, you used to sell it too? Oh, well, girl, let me tell you, there is a join special coming up January 5th. And even if you just want to kidnap, it's amazing. So I'll talk more about that in a minute. It's probably the best offer I've seen from Stampin' Up before. I mean before, like I've never seen that is good. Okay, so when you're fussy cutting, you want to get your paper. Don't move your scissors. My scissors are going to stay in the same direction, and I'm going to move my paper to cut around. I'm going to open them up again, but I'm moving the paper around. And if you want, you can just trim that off at the end and then start again and go like this. And move your paper. See how I'm moving that paper there? Whoop. Well, my scissors might move a little bit, but the idea is to move the paper. And then you'll just keep going till you get this cute little owl. And then we have some... Yes, I'm an Aussie accent. Yes. Oh, there's your email. I will definitely email you. Okay, born and raised Australia till I was 23, but I have been here a long time. More time in America than in Australia now. So, I used the light granny apple green, and I used the light crumb cake, and then I used light and dark soft suede. And the eyes, I'll show you, it's already done. The eyes are granny apple green. The face here is the light crumb cake. And the body, even though you see it's got that different tone, that's just the light soft suede. And then the nose and the feet are dark soft suede. So I'll show you how to do light soft suede, but make it two different colors essentially. Is when you use a Stampin', I'm just going to do his stomach here real quick. So when you use Stampin' Blends, these are alcohol-based markers, which means you can color it in, right? And then when you go a second time over, it builds the color and makes it darker. So now you can see, and it's just a touch darker. But now you can see that's lighter in the tummy than it is around there, and the wing tips are a little bit lighter too. So that's how you get a lot of different shading using your Stampin' Blends. And there's still, I am definitely not that schooled on Stampin' Blends. There are some people who are amazing that have talent that's just incredible. So we're going to use dimensionals again on here, and we're going to put that there. Charlotte, are you in America right now? I don't know, because like this is Facebook, so you could be anywhere in the world. So let me know what country you're in too. We're going to put this, because I've had people from Australia watch as well. We're going to put this cute little guy right here. Now we need a sentiment just to finish this off. So I'm going to teach you another technique. And this is, we're going to mask off our sentiment. So this is Post-it labeling and cover-up tape. I get this on Amazon. I will put an affiliate link in the comments when I'm done with the video. When I'm done with going live, I'll go find that and put that information in there. So this is great for, it's great for when you're trying to put dies down and keep them lined up after you stamp an image. But you just take off a little piece, and what we're going to do is cover up that bottom part of the sentiment. We just want the hoot hoot. Okay. Oh, and it's not sticking, but that's okay. We don't really need it to stick, we just need it to be covered. There we go. So we're going to use an early espresso ink. These this is the new style ink pad versus the old style ink pad. I actually have a new one coming, so a lot thinner, and they are different. If you especially Charlotte, if you used to sell a while back before they had the new ones, I do find that it opens and closes easier, but you will see a difference in the texture, because this is more like a cloth and this is more like a foam. cloth-ish. Not really cloth, but there's a little bit of difference. But let's try this again. And remember, if things happen in stamping, it's okay. It's just stamping. It's supposed to be fun, and if you can't laugh when you make a mistake, then you're doing stamping wrong. And that's got a lot of ink on it, so you probably just want to fold that up and put that in the trash. It's stuck to my finger. Oops. We're going to close that up. Be careful when you're closing this ink pad that you don't stick your thumb in it. It does have a smaller spot here. If I wish anything, I wish they were a little longer so you could fit more of a thumb in there. But you just want to pull until you can't pull any further. Flip and click. Just make sure it's flat. And then we're going to stamp our hoot hoot. Hopefully this will be kind of straight. Hang on, I'm going to pull it down for a second so I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, straight down, straight up. Now we want to clean our stamp. Then we're going to do this same thing, but we're going to use our old olive, and this time we're going to cover up our hoot hoot. And we're just going to get You're So Cute. Now that might not stick because I made that wet with the spray to clean it. So that's okay. I'll show you how to do it. Because our tape is like an inch long, inch wide I mean, we can just go like this. Voila. Okay. Now see how I've got a little bit of ink on that edge there? Just be careful not to press too hard, because if you press really hard, you're going to get that ink on your paper, and you don't want that. So we're going to do You're So Cute. I'm going to pull it down so I can see. Hopefully that's, well, it's a little off center, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. Then we're going to get our snips, scissors, whatever you want to call them. And we're just going to do a little 45-degree angle. Not even 45 degrees. I think that's more like 35. And the same thing here. And if it is a little off center, don't worry. I mean, if you wanted to cut it and try to make it more centered, you could, but I always find when I do this, I go crooked. But that's okay. Oh, look, it worked. It's not too bad. Not too shabby. We're almost done. I do have mini dimensionals for this bottom one. Now, if you don't have the minis, just grab your regular size dimensionals and cut them. You can cut them. This just makes life so much easier, having the minis. And boop, there we go. Okay. Oh, Arizona. Oh, I bet you have a gorgeous accent too then. I'm actually going to Sedona, Arizona in August with my husband. We're doing it's our 22nd wedding anniversary tomorrow, and I have an event that I have to go to in Utah, St. George, Utah. So I'm going to go to that, and then we're going to go down and see the Grand Canyon, because I've been close to it so many times but never gone. And just have like a little getaway, because we didn't really have a honeymoon. We were in the military. We had a lot of stuff going on. Okay, and there we have Hoot Hoot, You're So Cute. It's adorable. And now you've learnt how to use the die cut emboss machine, how to fussy cut, and how to mask off when you want to break up that sentiment. Okay? But you still want it, because if we didn't mask off, it would be right up underneath that. So you can stamp a sentiment, cut out the piece you want, and then stamp it in another color and then cut that piece out too. That's another thing. And you've learned how to use a punch. So if you're brand new, you've just learned a whole bunch. And if you're not, then thanks for joining me anyway. Okay, let me tell you about this join special we have while you just stare at my cute little owl. Hang on, where did I put my owls from the other day? I had a couple more I could show you. Oh, I know where they are. So, starting January 5th, and only during Sale-A-Bration, we have a join special. And, oh, I ripped the paper there. Oops, I'll just stick something on top of it. Now, let me get the join special so I don't tell you the wrong thing. That would be awful. I should have got a little bit more prepared. To be honest, I got a brand new kitten like 2 days ago. She's 10 weeks old. She's sleeping right now in the other room because I didn't want her meowing the whole time we're doing this. Okay, so we have option 1, and that is going to be for $175. You are going to get the boho, no, not for $175. It'll cost you $129 plus tax. Shipping will be free. You will get $175 worth of product plus the exclusive boho blue limited mini Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. So that will be this guy, but it's in this really cute blue. Now I can't show you because we're not allowed to show the catalog until January 5th, right? So it works out like you're getting something like $100 of free stuff. So you're paying $129. You're going to get this in the blue, or you can also choose the white. If you're like, I don't really want the blue one, you can choose the white one. And then you pick out $175 of whatever you want from the catalog, and that includes the new mini catalog that launches January 5th. Or just say you're like, you know what, I already have die cutting machines, I don't want this even though it's awesome. You can pay $99 and pick out $175 of whatever you want out of the catalogs, out of the annual catalog, out of the mini catalog, out of the clearance rack. Whatever your heart desires, you can pick up out. Now, a caveat to that is you cannot go over $175. If it's like $170, it won't let you go over. So you may be putting items in your cart and reach $169, and then, oh, you could put dimensionals in for that because that would be $4. Okay, so say you reach 173, then it's just going to be 173. So you might not get exactly to that 175. You cannot go over. They won't allow it. But that's okay because then when you put your first order in, you get that 20% discount. And if you're thinking, oh, well, I love that, but then what's my, you know, my commitment? Well, here's the great thing. If you join in January 5th, you would have 6 months. You would literally have to the end of June to meet your sales quota if you wanted to stay active, okay? So that's almost 6 months. And it is, not to scare you off, but it is $300 every 3 months to stay active, which is not that hard to do if you have friends who love to stamp, and you know, you can just share that with them. I know I had some more cards. Seriously, I put stuff down and I just turn around and it's lost. So again, let me go over that special, that join special. That's $175 worth of product plus mini cut and emboss machine, but it'll cost you $129. So that mini cut and emboss machine, I believe, is a $63 value that you're getting. Plus you're paying $129, but you're getting $175 worth of product. So you're getting the difference there as well. What's that about? 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. What's that for? $45 of product free plus $63 of the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine free. So just over $100 of free stuff. That's pretty awesome. I think that's an amazing deal. So yes, you can, there is like thousands of demonstrators if you want to choose to join their team. But I would love to have you on my team. My team, you do get free PDFs every month. I will, like, my team got this class. There's two more which I was looking for. And they got this PDF, another PDF. They've got 3 PDFs so far this month, and I've got one more to send to them. Plus training, if there's, you know, I am doing, oh, here they are. I'm doing lots of training. So I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 10 years. My team lead, she's an orphan to Stampin' Up!, meaning it just goes me, then her, then Stampin' Up! She's been with Stampin' Up! For 14 years. And her and I work very closely together. My team makes up about half of her team. So we work together. We talk just about every day. We're both doing this full time. And, well, not that it's a job. It's a jobby. It's my job. That's my hobby. And so if there's anything you want to know, we will be able to find the answer for you. We're very open. We're very transparent. We're very, you do what you want to do. You don't have to have the same goals as we do. You just do you, and we will support you however you want. So that's what we're here for, and most of all, to have fun. So there we go. I hope you all love this, and if you're brand new to stamping, and if you've got questions, let me know. I'm going to put a whole bunch of information into the description when I'm done with this video. I'm also going to upload it onto YouTube. If you want to follow me on YouTube, it's at Linked by Ink, and I have a little YouTube channel there. Most of the lives I just go ahead and repost on there, but there are some I go straight to YouTube for too. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. I appreciate it. And oh, Charlotte was saying that sounds like a wonderful trip. Oh yes, oh St. George, I have a native English accent now. Yes. You'll be in a stamp club in Layton, Utah. Oh, that's really fun. That's awesome. Yeah, and that's actually my upline and I, we were both, well, by this time I had gotten out, and our husbands were both in the military. So when she had to move, she's like, well, I need someone to take over classes. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to join Stampin' Up. I'm not going to join Stampin' Up. But it was so much fun. I'm like, well, I want to keep doing it, and I really enjoy it. So we make a joke about, you know, how she forced me to join Stampin' Up! 10 years ago. But I just love it so much. So, and I love the products. Everything coordinates. Everything's fantastic quality. And if it's not, they make it right. Okay, guys, I hope you have an amazing Monday, an amazing week ahead. I'm going to do a Technique Tuesday class tomorrow. That'll be uploaded straight to my YouTube channel. And Thursday, I will be doing a mini class, and that will be live here on Facebook, Thursday at 3. Okay, have a great one. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye.